Today's topic is thyroid function test. We have to describe and interpret the abnormalities in a panel containing the thyroid function test. Thyroid disease are among the commonest endocrine disorders worldwide. India is no exception to it. Amongst the endocrinal disorders, thyroid disease are next in frequency to diabetes mellitus. The thyroid gland, it is a butterfly-shaped endocrine gland composed of two lateral lobes connected by a thin band of tissue called as isthmus. In the figure, we see the thyroid gland colored in red. Thyroid has two distinct endocrine systems that secrete two different hormones which are functionally unrelated to each other. First is the iodine containing T3 and T4 produced by follicular cells. Second is calcitonin produced by parafollicular or the C cells. The thyroid follicle is the functional unit of thyroid gland. It consists of a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells that rest on a basement membrane. Within the lumen is enclosed amorphous material called colloid. In the figure, you see tiny parafollicular cells interspersed in between the thyroid follicles, which contains pink amorphous material colloid. The role of iodine. Iodine is essential for the synthesis of thyroid hormones. Iodine is obtained from the diet. This dietary iodine is dependent on availability of iodine in land and water in a particular region. The steps of synthesis. There are a series of steps for the formation of the thyroid hormones. They are as follows. It starts with the trapping of inorganic iodide circulating in blood by follicular cells by means of an iodide pump. Then there is diffusion of iodide towards the apical surface of follicular cells. Then oxidation of iodide to iodine by thyroid peroxidase, followed by iodination to form monoiodotyrosine MIT and diiodotyrosine, that is DIT. Coupling of MIT and DIT to form T3, that is 1 unit of MIT and 1 unit of DIT, and T4, that is 2 units of DIT. Then there is endocytosis of the colloid droplets by follicular cells and release of hormones from the thyroglobulin after enzymatic process. MIT and DIT are deiodinated for recycling of iodine. T3 and T4 are eventually released into circulation. Traces of thyroglobulin are also released. The steps can be described as per the following figure, flowchart. The iodide, it is absorbed from the plasma by the follicular cells, eventually with the help of thyroid peroxidase converted from iodide to iodine. Then the steps of iodination, forming of MIT, DIT, eventually the absorption back by the cells of T3 and T4 and release of the thyroid hormones in the plasma. Metabolism of thyroid hormone. Thyroid gland secretes T3 and T4 in circulation. 10% of T3 in circulation is secreted by the thyroid gland, while 90% of T3 is derived from the removal of one iodothyronine unit from T4. In circulation, T3 and T4 are bound reversibly to plasma proteins. The major plasma protein is thyroxine binding globulin, that is TBG, which has great affinity for T4 and it carries 50 to 65% of T4. Next is thyroxine binding prealbumin, TBPA, which carries only T4, about 15 to 25%. Other plasma protein is albumin, which also binds with T4, but it has very low affinity. T3 is more potent than T4, though the levels of T4 is 50 times more than that of T3. The free levels of T3 and T4 are better indicators of thyroid status than the total levels. Then we'll see the regulation of thyroid hormone production. The hypothalamus, pituitary and thyroid gland all play a part in the feedback and regulatory mechanisms involved in the production of T3 and T4 from the thyroid gland. Thyrotropin releasing hormone, that is TRH, produced by hypothalamus, acts on the pituitary to stimulate synthesis and release of TSH, that is the thyroid stimulating hormone. This TSH then regulates the synthesis and secretion of T3 and T4 from the thyroid gland. Once released, T3 and T4 exert a negative feedback mechanism on TSH production. Increase of thyroid hormones inhibits the release of TRH from hypothalamus and TSH from pituitary. Fall in thyroid hormones leads to the increase of TRH from hypothalamus and TSH from pituitary. The figure shows the steps of the thyroid hormone metabolism. The TRH produced by hypothalamus, it acts in the pituitary to stimulate this TSH production, which in turn acts on the thyroid gland to secrete the thyroid hormones, and there is negative feedback mechanism by the thyroid hormones on the anterior pituitary and the hypothalamus. The functions of thyroid hormones. The thyroid hormones play a major role in the metabolism and growth and development of tissues. The various functions that it regulates are breathing, heart rate, central and the peripheral nervous system, body weight, muscle strength, regulation of the menstrual cycles, body temperature, the cholesterol levels. In general, we encounter the following thyroid states. We refer an individual as euthyroid, meaning it is a state of normal thyroid function. Second is hyperthyroid. It is a state of overactive thyroid. Third is hypothyroid, which means it is a state of underactive thyroid. The terminologies used in thyroid disorders, they are primary hyper or hypothyroidism, which is increased or decreased function of thyroid gland due to the disease of thyroid itself. Second, secondary hyper or hypothyroidism, which is increased or decreased function of thyroid gland due to increased or decreased levels of TSH. The tertiary hypothyroidism, it is decreased function of the thyroid gland due to decreased function of hypothalamus. Then there are the subclinical thyroid disease variants. It is a condition of abnormal thyroid hormone levels in blood but with no specific clinical manifestations of thyroid disease and no history of thyroid dysfunction or therapy. The types are subclinical hyperthyroidism. It is a condition with normal thyroid hormone level but with low or undetectable TSH level. Then other is subclinical hypothyroidism, which is a condition with normal thyroid hormone level but with mildly elevated TSH level. First we'll see hyperthyroidism. It is a condition caused by excessive secretion of thyroid hormones. The symptoms of hyperthyroidism, they include anxiety, irritability, nervousness, hyperactivity, sweating, heat intolerance, hand tremors, insomnia, hair and weight loss, menstrual irregularities, muscle weakness, osteoporosis, especially in elderly, palpitations, tachycardia, cardiac arrhythmia, heart failure, especially in elderly. The clinical causes of hyperthyroidism. The most important cause is Graves' disease, which is a diffuse toxic goiter. Others are toxicity in multinodular goiter, toxicity in adenoma, subacute thyroiditis, TSH secreting pituitary adenoma, trophoblastic tumors that secrete TSH like hormones, that is a choriocarcinoma and hereditary-form mole, or it can also be a factitious hyperthyroidism. First, about the Graves' disease. It is the most common cause of hyperthyroidism. It results from the development of thyroid-stimulating antibodies against the TSH receptor. The classical triad of Graves' disease consists of 1. Hyperthyroidism, 2. Dermopathy, that is pretibial myxedema, and 3. Ophthalmopathy. It includes exophthalmos, lid retraction, lid lag, corneal ulceration, impaired eye muscle function. Other is toxic multinodular goiter. It occurs usually in the elderly and those having long-standing multinodular goiter. The areas of autonomous function, that is independent of TSH regulation, they develop within a multinodular goiter and produce excess thyroid hormones. The lab findings encountered in hyperthyroidism. In most cases of hyperthyroidism, the serum TSH is low or undetectable, while total T4 and free T4 are raised. In T3 thyrotoxicosis, which account for 5% of thyrotoxicosis cases, the serum TSH is undetectable. Total T4 and free T4 are normal, while T3 is raised. The subclinical hyperthyroidism. Serum TSH is undetectable or low. T3 and T4 are normal. This is associated with risk of atrial fibrillation, osteoporosis, and progression to overt thyroid disease. Other findings of hyperthyroidism. They are hyperglycemia due to increased glycogenolysis and low serum cholesterol due to increased LDL receptor expression. How we will sum up the difference of primary and secondary hyperthyroidism. The serum TSH will be low in primary hyperthyroidism and it will be normal or high in secondary hyperthyroidism. The serum free thyroxine, that is free T4, is high in primary hyperthyroidism and as well as in secondary hyperthyroidism. TSH receptor antibodies may be positive in primary hyperthyroidism and negative in secondary hyperthyroidism. The Graves' disease, toxic multinodular goiter, and toxic adenoma are types of primary hyperthyroidism, while pituitary adenoma result in secondary hyperthyroidism. Next, we will learn about hypothyroidism. It is a condition caused by deficiency of thyroid hormones. The symptoms of hypothyroidism are lethargy, mild depression, frequent heavy periods, weight gain, cold intolerance, dry skin and coarse brittle hair, joint and muscle pain, constipation, reduced reflexes, bradycardia. In severe cases, myxedema coma can occur. It is an advanced stage of stupor, hypoventilation and hypothermia. The clinical causes of hypothyroidism. The causes for primary hypothyroidism, which has increased TSH, are iodine deficiency, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, exogenous goitrogens, iatrogenic causes like surgery, drugs, radiation, and congenital hypothyroidism. Subacute or granulomatous thyroiditis, or also known as de Quervain's thyroiditis. Causes for secondary hypothyroidism that has low TSH is disease of the pituitary. The tertiary hypothyroidism, which has low TSH as well as low TRH, is the disease of hypothalamus. First, about Hashimoto's thyroiditis. It is an autoimmune disorder with antithyroid peroxidase and antithyroglobulin antibodies. There is destruction of thyroid parenchyma by cytotoxic T lymphocytes. The thyroid gland becomes moderately enlarged, firm, and non-tender. Congenital hypothyroidism. The most cases are caused by iodine deficiency. Thyroid agenesis, thyroid dysgenesis, and genetic defects in enzymes which are required for thyroid hormone synthesis. The clinical features include mental retardation, short stature, protruding tongue, and umbilical hernia. Subacute thyroiditis, also called de Quervain's or granulomatous thyroiditis. It is a condition that occurs after viral upper respiratory infection. Initially, there is transient hyperthyroidism due to release of stored thyroid hormones. It is then followed by hypothyroidism. The thyroid gland in this case becomes painful and tender. Riedl's thyroiditis. There is fibrosis of thyroid that may extend to adjacent structures. It is a very rare condition. Thyroid gland becomes painless, hard, and fixed with eventual development of hypothyroidism. Lab findings in hypothyroidism. In a primary hypothyroidism, serum TSH is increased, free T4 is decreased. The thyrotropin releasing hormone stimulation gives exaggerated response. In secondary hypothyroidism, serum TSH is decreased, free T4 is also decreased, while TRH stimulation test gives no response. In tertiary hypothyroidism, serum TSH is decreased, free T4 is decreased, while TRH stimulation test gives delayed response. Now we will sum up the difference of primary and secondary hypothyroidism. Hashimoto's thyroiditis results in primary hypothyroidism, while pituitary disease causes secondary hypothyroidism. Serum TSH is high in primary hypothyroidism and low in secondary hypothyroidism. The TRH stimulation test gives exaggerated response in primary and no response in secondary hypothyroidism. Antimicrosomal antibodies are present in primary and absent in secondary hypothyroidism. Thyroid function tests. TFT is a group of biochemical tests done for the diagnosis of thyroid disorder. They are concerned with disease and its effect on increased or a decreased production of thyroid hormones, the proteins which bind them, and the metabolic changes due to increase or decrease in hormonal secretion. TFT is one of the most common endocrine laboratory investigation in a clinical laboratory. The first line tests include serum TSH, total T4 or free T4, and total T3 and free T3. Indications for thyroid function test. They are for the diagnosis of thyroid disorder in person with symptoms, for irregular menstrual cycles and weight gain, the diagnosis and monitoring of female infertility, to monitor thyroid replacement therapy in hypothyroidism, occasionally to evaluate the pituitary gland function, screening newborns for an underactive thyroid, and screening adults for thyroid disorders if recommended. Thyroid function test in pregnancy. The screening for thyroid disease in pregnancy should be based on an initial TSH assessment early during the first trimester. It should be followed by free T4 or total T4 if the TSH levels are abnormal. The estrogen level increase and TBG rise, leading to increase in T3 and T4. In the first trimester, serum TSH also falls due to effect of HCG and so there may be a small fall in free T4. In second trimester, free T3 and free T4 decrease, sometimes below non-pregnant woman's reference range. The euthyroid 6 syndrome. This refers to a condition that is due to alterations in the thyroid hormones in non-thyroidal illness. It occurs from the effects of cytokines and inflammatory mediators produced during non-thyroidal illness. TSH. The thyroid stimulating hormone is secreted by the anterior pituitary gland. A sensitive TSH assay is the most important single assay to assess the thyroid function and to monitor the thyroid hormone replacement therapy. TSH is low in primary hyperthyroidism, T3 toxicosis, secondary and tertiary hypothyroidism. TSH is high in primary hypothyroidism, secondary hyperthyroidism, pituitary adenoma secreting TSH. The normal range of TSH varies from 0.5 to 5 micron international unit per ml. Next is T3. It is formed from T4 in liver by removal of 1 iodothyronine unit from T4. This accounts for the maximum concentration of T3. It is used in the detection of early cases of hyperthyroidism. T3, the normal range varies from 80 to 180 nanogram per dl. Free T3, it is a physiologically active form of T3 which is not bound to transport proteins. Its assay is more helpful because it is independent of changes in concentration and binding properties of the binding proteins. T3 or free T3, there are more sensitive indicators of developing hyperthyroidism. Reverse T3, it is a byproduct of T4 degradation in the peripheral tissues. T4, it is a main product of thyroid gland. In circulation, more than 99% is protein-bound form. Normal range of T4 is 5 to 12 microgram per dl. Free T4. Free T4 is physiologically active thyroxine component that is not bound to the transport proteins. It is independent of changes in concentration and the binding properties of transport proteins. In suspected thyroid dysfunctions, free T4 along with TSH are used as the first step of assessment. T4 or free T4 are the sensitive indicators of developing hypothyroidism. The range of free T4 is 0.8 to 2.8 nanogram per dl. In the lab, how we will do the thyroid function test? The enzyme chemiluminescence immunoassay test, the 4th generation, is used to assay the levels. The type of samples required is serum or plasma. 3 ml of blood sample has to be collected in plain vacuole which will yield the serum. The sample is allowed to clot, centrifuged, and then assay is performed from the supernatant serum. If the tests are to be performed after 2 hours, the serum has to be separated from the clot and stored at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Serum has to be transported and stored in a refrigerated condition. The interpretation of thyroid hormone functions. The TSH results between 4.5 to 15. They show considerable physiologic and seasonal variation and suggest clinical correlation or repeat testing with fresh sample. TSH results between 0.1 to 0.45 require the correlation with patient age and clinical symptoms, as with the increasing age, there are marked changes in thyroid hormone production, metabolism, and its action, resulting in an increased prevalence of subclinical thyroid disease. The TSH values may be transiently altered because of non-thyroidal illness like severe infections, liver disease, renal and heart failure, severe burns, trauma, and surgery. Drugs that increase TSH values are L-dopamine, glucocorticoids. Drugs that increase TSH values are iodine, lithium, amiodarone. Here we will sum up the difference of primary hyperthyroidism and primary hypothyroidism. The BMR is high in primary hyperthyroidism and low in primary hypothyroidism. The weight loss is there in primary hyperthyroidism despite increased appetite, while primary hypothyroidism shows weight gain despite reduced appetite. The person shows anxiety, irritability, and nervousness in primary hyperthyroidism and depression, lethargy, weakness in primary hypothyroidism. There is heat intolerance in primary hyperthyroidism and cold intolerance in primary hypothyroidism. The skin is warm and moist in primary hyperthyroidism while it is cool and dry in primary hypothyroidism. Hair is fine in primary hyperthyroidism, coarse in primary hypothyroidism. GIT function shows diarrhea in hyperthyroidism case and constipation in primary hypothyroidism. Cardiovascular function reveal tachycardia, fibrillation and heart failure in primary hyperthyroidism, bradycardia, dilated cardiomyopathy and atherosclerosis in primary hypothyroidism. Myxedema is pretibial in primary hyperthyroidism and facial myxedema in primary hypothyroidism. The TSH value is low in primary hyper and high in primary hypothyroidism. T3 and T4 levels are high in primary hyperthyroidism and low in primary hypothyroidism. The serum cholesterol levels are reduced in primary hyperthyroidism while they are increased in primary hypothyroidism. Here we have made a simple algorithm of how the thyroid function test reveal the state of the thyroid. The TSH, T3, T4, T4 levels are normal in euthyroid state. The TSH is low while T3, T4, T4 are high in hyperthyroidism. TSH is high and T3, T4, T4 are low in hypothyroidism. In secondary hypothyroidism related to pituitary, the TSH is low while T3 and T4 are low or normal. Free T4 is low. In mild or subclinical hypothyroidism, the TSH is high while the T3, T4 and free T4 are normal. In mild or subclinical hyperthyroidism, the TSH is low while T3, T4 and free T4 are normal. Now we'll look at few case studies. This is a case study 1, a history of a 45-year-old housewife who complains of progressive weight gain of 9 kgs in 1 year, fatigue, slight memory loss, slow speech, dry skin, constipation and cold intolerance. Physical examination reveals vital signs including a temperature of 96.8 degree Fahrenheit, pulse 58 per minute and regular, blood pressure 140 by 100 mmHg. She is moderately obese and speaks slowly and has a puffy face with pale, cool, dry and thick skin. The thyroid gland is slightly enlarged, firm, not nodular, mobile and not tender. The deep tendon reflex time is delayed. The laboratory studies. The CBC and differential WBC are normal. Serum T4 concentration is 3.8 microgram per dl. Serum TSH is 23.0 micron international unit per ml and serum cholesterol is 255 milligram per dl. What is the probable diagnosis? What are the most likely causes? What additional aspects of the history and physical examination could provide relevant information to help in the diagnosis? What are the treatment options? What are some of the cardiac risk factors that are present in this patient? Case study 2. Here is a history of a 35-year-old teacher who complains of nervousness, mood swings, and palpitations with exertion for the past 6 months. Recently, she noticed excessive sweating. She used oral contraceptives and her menstrual periods were regular. Physical examination shows pulse of 92 per minute and blood pressure was 130 by 60 mmHg. She appeared anxious with cool, moist skin, fine tremor, and a bounding cardiac apical impulse. Her thyroid was not palpable and there was no lymphadenopathy. Her eyes were not prominent and she had no focal skin thickening. Laboratory studies revealed serum T4 of 15.6 microgram per dl and serum T3 210 nanogram per dl. What is the most likely cause of this patient's illness? And what tests are necessary to confirm its cause? What is the level of thyroid function in this patient? What are the treatment options? So here we have studied about the thyroid hormones, the causes of thyroid hyperfunctioning and underfunctioning, and how to evaluate from a thyroid function test report whether the patient is having any thyroid disorder, which will further help in the further line of treatment. Thank you.